Hi guys, so today we're going to look at building a specific type of visual. So here I want to categorize our movies by their length, right? So we're going to go this time to our Power Query editor, and generally this would be much simpler, like just using an if condition based on our duration column. But if you go to our duration column, you'll notice that this is a text value, right? So we can't do that. Now, because this is only applicable to movies and not TV shows, which have seasons instead of, like a duration in minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this query. So I'm going to right click here, hit duplicate, and then rename this to Netflix _titles _movies. So you notice you have the same steps. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to duration, and I'm going to extract this number value out of it, right? So I'm going to go back to add column, hit extract, text before delimiter, and here our delimiter is going to be minute, because if you notice the number is before minute for all these values, right? So I'm going to type that in, min, hit OK. And we will get some errors because there's some values which have seasons in it. So I think there should be 9 values where we can see seasons written there, right? So it's season 1, season 2, season all the way up to 9 seasons, right? So we will get some differing values there, right? But that's all right. So we're gonna have some errors here. So the reason we don't have errors yet is because it's still a text. So now when I convert this to a whole number, I change the data type. Now we have our errors. So now what I'll do is I'm just gonna hover over here on the red and hit remove errors, right? And that gets rid of all those rows. So now the only rows that we have are rows with movies. And I'm going to rename this. I'm just going to call this duration in minutes. Yeah. So we have that, and we've had these added steps. So we inserted text before delimiters that got whatever before min. Then we converted it into a whole number, remove the errors because we had some seasons, and then just rename the column. So now I'm going to go back to the home tab and hit close and apply. I will wait for this data to load in. And this time we have 2 tables loading because we duplicated our query, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the table view, and this is going to be our first introduction to DAX expressions, right? So DAX expressions let you make like custom columns, calculated columns, or measures. So in this case, we're going to use a calculated column. And what we're going to do is we're going to categorize these movies based on their number of minutes, whether they're short, average, or long, right? So we're going to define like an average watch is somewhere between an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. Anything less than an hour and a half, which is 90 minutes, we're going to make it a short film. And if it's longer than 2.5 hours, it's a long watch, right? So yeah, so how we're going to do that is we're going to click new column here. And I have this code, I worked on it earlier, so I'm just going to paste it in here. But I just need to make a few edits because of our column name. So I'm just going to change this duration and over here as well. If you notice, we also need to change the data set because it is Netflix titles. So I'm going to make this Netflix movies, and let's see if we can just do this. Yeah, so if you hit tab, you can kind of just fill in. So I'm just going to delete that, and then hit Netflix titles. There you go. And now first I'll just explain this. So what we're doing here is this is an if statement. So we're checking if Netflix, like in this table, in the Netflix titles movies table, the one that we just created, the duration in minute column, we're checking if that value is greater than equal to 150. So 150 minutes is 2.5 hours. So if it's greater than that, then the first value that we return is if this condition is true, then it's a long watch. So if it's greater than 2.5 hours, it's a long watch. Now, if it's not, then we're checking another condition. Is it greater than 90 minutes? Now, if it's greater than 90 minutes, but less than 150 minutes, that's an average watch. So we return it as a standard watch, right? And if it's lesser than 90 minutes, then it's a quick watch. So now I'm going to hit just hit that check mark, and we have our categorization right here. So we should only have 3 values in this column, which looks good. We're going to go back to our visualization. let's just use, let's use a column chart. I'm going to add this column chart here. And I'm going to add to the y-axis our list of movies. So I can do list of titles here, count of title. And what was the name of our field? Duration not duration, sorry. We called it content duration. Yes. So, and if you notice it has this FX because it's a calculated column, so that's how you can tell it's different from a regular column, right? And I'm just going to enable our data labels. So now we can see. So the standard, most films, 3,600 of them fall within that standard watch. 1,300 of them are the quick watch, and then 236 are longer than that 2.5 hour time. So this way we were able to kind of, we didn't really have this data to begin with, but we were able to do some manipulations in Power Query and also use our DAX expressions and calculated columns to get this visual. So yeah, hope this helps, and I'll see you guys again next time. Thank you.